million people just since the start of this Biden administration that have crossed the border. And they're coming into southern states. What is a governor supposed to do? They're trying to send a message to the rest of the country that this is not acceptable and that their states can't handle that type of an inflow. That's the equivalent of 4 times the population of my state of South Dakota. But Jake, it's more than that. It's also everything else is coming across the border at the same time. We're 1,200 miles away from the border here in South Dakota, and yet the drug trafficking still affects our state as well, our Native American.
All right, that discussion kind of weird. This journalist don't have anything to say about drug trafficking, that he has problem in his state. His state is kind of screwed up. They could not manage the drug traffickers. They could not get rid of them. The state just failed in drug trafficking counter offensive to get rid of drug traffickers. So anyway, he has a failed state, but the reporter here or the journalist here or the commentators here is not asking him why is such a failure in his state that they cannot control or get rid of the drug trafficking. Let's continue.
Population reservations have got huge inflows of drug trafficking coming into our state, into some of the heaviest poverty areas of the entire country. So it's affecting all of our states, but
yeah, he's still talking about his failure in his state. Big time failure.
The immigration crisis has been going on literally for decades. There hasn't been a major immigration bill since Ronald Reagan was president. But as you did not note, and I did earlier in the show, one of the buses sent by Texas Governor Greg Abbott dropped off about 50 migrants in front of the vice president's residence, including a 1-month-old baby. There isn't any heads up being given to Mayor Adams, you just heard from him, or the individuals on Martha's Vineyard. I get they're trying to send a message, they're trying to get the attention, but there also, isn't there a degree of trolling going on here? And do you really have no issue with using human beings, a 1-month-old baby, little kids, to make a political point like this?
you have to put it in perspective of what's happening at the southern border right now. This is every single day, thousands of individuals coming across with babies. They're coming into those states. Those governors are facing that, not just at the terms of 50 of them, they're talking about hundreds of them, if not thousands per day. And so, yeah, I mean, do any of us like the situation that we're in? Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I would suspect that the individuals in the southern states that are trying to find a way to get the attention of the administration would love to have other alternatives to them. It's been 606 days since Joe Biden took office.
Here again, this guy is talking about the failure of Biden and knowing that he has a problem with the immigration, which he should not, because immigration is actually good for the economic and could fulfill all the lower end of jobs with sorry to say, a cheaper wage. So this guy has no concepts of economic. If he's talking about Republican, this country has to be excels in economic. Now he's failed again. And let's hear for this journalist's failure in counter his narrative about immigration. And besides, the way he talk, it's supposed to, instead of sending a message, he should say that we will fix the immigration problem. The way they should fix the immigration problem is probably the best outcome will be if they fix it in their country. Let's say helping Chavez or Maduro. This is it's a Maduro. This Maduro is basically do not know what to do because their economic is tanked, and the reason is everything was blocked. They cannot sell, cannot do transactions, so all these people just running free all over the place. So by blocking Maduro or Venezuelan government from selling their oil and making economic of their oil resources, it is so consequential. This is the result. So they have to calculate either block it, that makes the oil price increase, immigration increase, or unblock the economic of Venezuela. I mean, it's not nice to have a dictators, we know that, but if we want to change, we better change Maduro or help the election, help the democracy in Venezuela instead of fighting from outside. Fighting from within is probably better, and then open the block, and then this guy will have no problem. Abbott will have no problem. The Sanders will have no problem by lifting the blockade of the Venezuelan economic. So now they're devastating. They cannot do anything. All they have to do is just send the crude oil to Iran and get Iran to send them the finished product of the oil. So that's how it's all get out of hand. So let's hear some more, and this journalist cannot counter what he's talking about.
Along the southern borders are the ones that are faced with trying to address it.
Right.
And it's not just 50 of these individuals coming across, it's thousands, and it's on a daily basis.
Right. Of course, the immigration laws in this country do allow people to come to this country to seek asylum. It seems to me that the larger solution that needs to happen here, and I don't know that you would disagree, is a comprehensive immigration bill that would include...
All right. This asylum, it's also making sense because they block the Venezuelan. They don't like Venezuelan government. They don't like Maduro. So they have to take the opportunity to sympathize with the excuse me, with the immigration, the immigrant from Venezuela. They need to provide the asylum if they really hate Venezuelan government, if they really mean to topple Maduro from Venezuelan government, not doing unsympathetic strategy like this. So this is pretty stupid. Let's continue.
Border security, and then, perhaps in order for there to be a compromise, a pathway to citizenship for people who have been here for decades. In the more than 20 years I've been in this town, I've seen people like President George W. Bush and Senator Lindsey Graham and Senator Marco Rubio trying to get immigration reform done, working with Democrats. Every time they were defeated by House Republicans who wouldn't go along with any sort of compromise. Would you support restarting bipartisan negotiations to try to finally fix this broken immigration system?
Those discussions are ongoing in the United States Senate. In fact, the last time that there was a hard push was in 2017. Myself and Senator Angus.
All right, in 2017, there was President Donald Trump. So he was talking the failure of Donald Trump, which he should not say because he's Republican. It's a big no-no to say bad thing about Donald Trump, but he say anyway, in 2017, the talk of immigration was failed because Donald Trump is the executive, and Donald Trump is directing all the Republican pawn to his political goal. Okay, let's continue.
Co-sponsored the measure together on behalf of a bipartisan group. We got 54 votes in the Senate at that time, and that included addressing the folks that have been brought here through no fault of their own, the Dreamers.
So there you go. He got 54 votes, but did not pass because of the direction of the Donald Trump to make it failure. So this guy is not wise. He's against Trump. He will get attacked if the Trumpian people will think about it, and this is not good for Trump.
We addressed chain migration. We addressed a pathway to citizenship over an extended period of years. We thought we had a pretty good approach. Nothing has happened during this administration. Yes.
And 2017 is nothing happened during this administration. This is 2022. It's not 2017. So 2017 is not in this administration. This is pretty stupid somehow. I'm sorry to say. Let's continue.
Like to step forward again and try an approach again? Absolutely. Do we have to address it? Yes. Do we have to have a border security? Before anything else can happen, we've got to be able to defend that border. We've got to be able to make a border that actually works. Otherwise, why should people pay any attention to the laws that...
Again, this is pretty obnoxious, to say the least, is that the border problem should not be exist if these guys fix the Venezuelan problem. Like I said, open the blockade, decrease the oil prices, get the inflation under control, and let Venezuelans have their own life again, like before, like they were wealthy. Now Venezuelans are in poverty because of these guys. This moron is like a person, I think, not really a person, a group of people that are responsible for the whole Venezuelan people to be in poverty. That is so ridiculous. And what kind of religion that will do that? Even Christianity, they don't do that. Christianity is that they have to sacrifice for the other. It's not even sacrifice. He likes the other to be sacrificed. So this is how it gets wrong.
God, and what good would it do to reform them if we're not going to enforce them?
Let's turn to abortion, because this week your Republican colleague sent...
There, he needs to say it to his face. Instead, he ran away. Jake Tapers ran away into an abortion problem, which is not in line with this scheme or topic of the discussion, and try to run away and hit the abortion instead. Who knows, he can make a scores out of abortion topics and humiliate this Dakota guy, Dakota senator series, to look bad. He could make him look bad from the immigration policies that he believes in, instead going to abortion. I mean, I don't understand. This abortion will increase the level of maturity in this video, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's continue.
Lindsey Graham introduced a bill that would ban abortion nationwide after 15 weeks. Do you support the bill?
No, I think right now...
Yeah, this is the wrong question from Jake Tapers about the abortion to this guy, because his answer is going to be, oh, we leave it up to the state. So he knows the answers already. Jake Tapers knows exactly what the answer is. The answer is going to be like this, but he keep on pushing it, and I don't understand. Is he trying to give him a voice? He tried to give a voice to the radicals, or what? I mean, Jake Tapers, he knows better. He said he knows, but he do it anyway. I mean, maybe it's good for the CNN rating, but it's not good for democracy somehow. So anyway, I'm tired of talking to this. This is pretty ridiculous, pretty stupid. I mean, it's idiocracy of these reporters and the senators. They're all talking nonsense.